Hello guys, and welcome to Bush Life. I don't know what to say about that intro other than it's hurt my throat. So anyways, in today's episode, one episode before episode 100, mind you, big stuff planned for that, so do stay tuned. But I thought we'd have a nice, peaceful episode of gardening, the looming threat of a bushfire in today's episode. Obviously the bushfire part wasn't planned. Yes. I don't know if it shows very well on camera, but the bush is currently in a massive smoke. I was going to say something, but I forgot what I was saying. Point is, the bush is covered in smoke. Was driving earlier. There's about 3 bushfires around here. Big ones. They're blocking out the sun. It was like some post-apocalyptic event. It was just yellow haze everywhere. It was crazy driving through. And just the 2 hours, 3 hours I was gone, the bush has also been covered in smoke. So hopefully, no bushfires reach my neck of the woods, but you never know. It's a scary fact, but just do some gardening. That's what most people do when there's a bushfire, right? I think they avoid the bush. Look guys, if there is a bushfire, probably avoid the bush, mind you. Don't do what I'm doing, unless I tell you to. But even then, you probably don't want to do it. In a way, it's kind of beautiful, because the sun's trying to get through the smoke, and it's making these... Everything's just like extra yellow today. It's not even sunset. Sunset's like 4 hours off. There's a king parrot over there. He's just feasting away. He's also, look at me. I'm going to leave you in peace, buddy. I don't want to bother you. Okay, so where was I driving, you may ask? To my grandparents to get some plants and a haircut, if you noticed the difference between the last 2 episodes. Anyways, we've got strawberries here. I don't know what this is called, but it's a nice little red plant, but it may not make it. But if it doesn't, just enjoy its coolness right now. We've got a nut tree right here. And then in this big old bag, there's a lot of stuff that I can't remember the name of, but we're planting those today as well. And there's a few others I had to leave up at the house for now, just because I need a bit of extra care before I dump them down here. So hopefully all goes according to plan. Why is that thing growing so big? What is that? Shovels are a bit dirty after last episode. Anyways, this spot here that's a little bit damp, that's where the marigolds were supposed to grow. But I was talking to my grandma. Basically, she had the same seeds as me. Hers never grew, mine haven't grown. So I think they're just duds. So I'm gonna plant these instead. I think that's a much better option. And if they grow, they can just grow in with them or something. I don't know. Oh, hang on. They are growing. I'm just gonna... dump that back. Turns out they are growing. I'm gonna find a different spot. Here should do it. Ugh. It's so dry out here, so hot. It's another one of those hot days today, and the smoke in the air doesn't help. I've got very dry eyes right now, but it is what it is. Gonna plant these 2 together. I want to try to keep everything moist as possible with the looming threat of a bushfire around as well. So, yeah. But this is looking pretty sweet. Hopefully those marigolds grow there as well after I accidentally dug them up. Yeah, well, it should be fine. These are pretty hardy plants. If you don't know, these are the same plants I've got growing up in the tree as well. This plant right here. So, yeah, they should look quite good there, and they do spread and multiply. Anyways, onwards to the nut tree now. And not because I'm nuts. Even though people seem to think I am because I wear a mask in the bush. But is it really that hard to understand? Because I'm not the first person to do it. That I do it to hide my identity. Why do I get all these comments saying, oh, you're a mental case. You wear that mask in the bush. And maybe I am a mental case. Maybe I am. But is it really that hard to understand why I wear it? I'm not inventing something new here. I've seen that many other people do it. My question's asked. Me. Oh, you're weird. It's honestly just funny the amount of comments I get about this. Is it really that hard to understand? Like, come on. It doesn't take more brain power. I don't know where I'm going with that. Okay, so I forgot that it's already planted. I'm gonna move on. I don't really know how this one grows, but it's got our roots along the back here, so I'm gonna take a guess that it needs to be up against the tree. Not too sure, but I'll just stick it over here. I can all just vibe together. I have no idea if it's gonna grow like that, but I'm experimenting. Alright, gonna plant these new plants over here. I'm pretty sure I said in an episode a while back, I'm not gonna worry about upgrading the garden until after episode 100. I'm doing it anyway. I don't think it matters. I make these videos. I'm gonna garden now. I'm just gonna chuck them next to the moss here. Now, that's looking pretty good. As far as I'm concerned, these things just grow and grow and grow. They just kind of spread. They are cactus after all. They should do good there, I hope. Alright, this one I wasn't too sure where to chuck, but I'm going to put it in here with the toast plant. Okay, so the ones I've got left here are the strawberries, the nut tree, and the red flowered thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep these ones in the coolness of the guest room here, where I keep the shallots, or whatever they're called. I enjoy gardening, but I can never remember the names of anything. Maybe that's saying something. I don't know what it's supposed to be saying. I just say things and have no real reason behind saying them. Anyways, I think I'm just going to chuck them in here, because I'm going away for a few days, so I won't be here to water them. So hopefully the shade in here keeps them all going strong, but I'm going to give everything a really big water right now. It's going to be big. I'm going to go water them. That's what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm going to do that. I've just hit the tent roof. Now I must say, one of my biggest fears down here at the moment is running out of water. You may think that's ridiculous looking at this whole creek I've got here. But if you remember, not too long ago, this thing, it rained down here, filled this thing right up. Now, we come down here, well, we got our little water meter. Water was sitting around here, right? It's been about 2 weeks. We're already down to there. That's a lot of water. That's where we were before the rain fell. Just 2 weeks, we're already back down to it. Now, while I may have access to water down here still, if it doesn't rain, then, well, I can't say just how much longer this water is going to last here. And once that water's gone, I've got no reliable way of watering the plants, and it's kind of game over if that dries up. Scary. And also, coming into drought now, there's 2 ways it's going to end. And one of these 2 things will happen. Guaranteed, one of these 2 things will happen. 1, bushfire. Takes everything out, everything I've spent the past year working towards, gone. Just like that. 2, big flood. And when I say big flood, I mean big flood. Not like the ones we've had before where it didn't do any damage. No. I'm talking big flood, where the water level rises higher than the tent roof. AKA, goodbye everything we've worked towards on the past year. Now, there is only one difference between the 2. A flood I can rebuild from, a bushfire I can't. So it's kind of sad to think that in this case, the flood, which is the main thing I've been battling against for the past year, is now what I would desire over the others. But with all this smoke haze around and looming bushfires, things aren't looking the best. But nonetheless, it's going to be a very interesting 2024 down here, and I'm going to keep doing it until I can't anymore, so stay tuned. I've got down here today, there's all these weird holes everywhere. I don't know what they're from. Oh, they're over here as well. I don't know what they're from. It's an animal, obviously, but something's been digging around here at night. Okay, so everything's watered, and in the guest room, we've got everything in water that needs the extra support. And we've got the extra minty plant there. But, let's hope I don't come back to a few days a very dead bush. But I guess you guys will find out in the next episode. Episode 100. An entire year of working down here. We've accomplished a lot, but I'll be doing the full tour next episode, along with lots of other fun stuff planned, so you have to stick along, if that made sense. But it's gonna be good fun. Nonetheless, I'll make it fun. Whether the bush is half underwater or completely burnt down, I'll figure something out. But until next one, I'll see yous. Also, if you're wondering what happened to that power pole from the Canada land, it's right here. Don't worry, I've got it.